35 actors who perfectly resembled famous people in movies.
I want you to make Scott look like this. Can you do that?
This is freedom. This is freedom to create and to do and to build and as artists.
Portraying real-life individuals on film presents a formidable challenge. Yet certain actors achieve such remarkable accuracy that the illusion becomes almost indistinguishable from reality. This video showcases over 35 astonishing examples of actors who embodied famous figures with an uncanny resemblance, blurring the boundaries between performance and genuine likeness.
Das war ein Befehl! Der Angriff Steiners war ein Befehl!
Prepare to be captivated by these incredible transformations, where the line between fiction and reality becomes remarkably indistinct. Daniel Day-Lewis as Abraham Lincoln.
Blood's been spilled to afford us this moment. Now!
In Steven Spielberg's Lincoln, Daniel Day-Lewis didn't just play Abraham Lincoln, he became him, delivering an eerily authentic performance that left both audiences and critics in awe. Renowned for his intense method acting, Day-Lewis fully immersed himself in the role, adopting Lincoln's frail physique, deliberate movements, and distinct high-pitched voice. His commitment was so extreme that he remained in character even off-camera, speaking and behaving as Lincoln throughout the entire production. The New York Times described it best: the most eloquent president portrayed by the most eloquent actor. The transformation was so lifelike that Spielberg himself admitted it felt as though he was speaking directly to the 16th president. This remarkable dedication earned Day-Lewis his third Academy Award for Best Actor, with many hailing his performance as the most definitive depiction of Lincoln ever captured on film. A powerful blend of physical likeness and deep emotional resonance that continues to leave a lasting impact on cinema. Steve Carell as Bobby Riggs.
Man versus woman. Male chauvinist pig versus hairy-legged feminist.
Steve Carell brought Bobby Riggs to life in Battle of the Sexes, capturing both his showmanship and hidden depth. Best known for comedy, Carell underwent a striking transformation, with prosthetic teeth, wigs, and Riggs' flamboyant 1970s style to embody the tennis hustler's outsized personality. Beyond the flashy persona, Carell revealed Riggs' vulnerability. "I didn't want him to be a caricature," he said, striving for balance between humor and humanity. Critics praised his performance, with Variety calling it both hilarious and unexpectedly moving. His portrayal made the legendary showdown with Billie Jean King both entertaining and emotionally resonant. Adrien Brody as Salvador Dali. Adrien Brody brought Salvador Dali to life in Midnight in Paris, with a whimsical and eccentric performance. In his brief but unforgettable cameo, he fully embraced the surrealist painter's flamboyant personality, complete with Dali's signature mustache, theatrical gestures, and thick Spanish accent. His portrayal highlighted the artist's fascination with the absurd, including an amusing fixation on rhinoceroses. Describing the role as a playful homage to an artist who embraced the absurd, Brody leaned into Dali's larger-than-life quirks. Rolling Stone called his performance delightfully bizarre, praising his ability to balance humor with the essence of Dali's extravagant spirit. Though his screen time was short, Brody's portrayal added an extra layer of surreal charm to Woody Allen's imaginative journey through 1920s Paris, delighting both film lovers and art enthusiasts alike. Jamie Foxx as Ray Charles. Jamie Foxx delivered a breathtaking performance as Ray Charles in Ray, fully embodying the legendary musician's genius and struggles. To prepare for the role, he spent months perfecting Charles' piano style, wore prosthetic eyelids to experience blindness, and meticulously mastered his voice and mannerisms. "It was like channeling his spirit," Foxx recalled, describing the intense physical and emotional demands of the transformation. Critics were in awe, with Rolling Stone calling his portrayal uncannily perfect for capturing both Charles' electrifying stage presence and his private battles with addiction. Fox's dedication paid off. He won the Academy Award for Best Actor, cementing his place in history with a performance that brought Ray Charles' story and music to life for a new generation. Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman. Jim Carrey fully transformed into Andy Kaufman in Man on the Moon, delivering a performance so immersive that the line between actor and character seemed to vanish. Known for his dedication to method acting, Carrey remained in character throughout filming, channeling Kaufman's unpredictable comedic genius, and even embodying his abrasive alter ego, Tony Clifton. His intense commitment was later explored in the documentary Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond, offering a behind-the-scenes look at the lengths he went to in bringing Kaufman to life. "It was like Andy took over my body," Carrey recalled, describing the surreal and almost otherworldly experience of inhabiting the role. Critics were stunned by his transformation, with the New York Times praising it as uncannily precise and deeply moving. Carrey's remarkable portrayal earned him a Golden Globe and cemented Man on the Moon as a powerful tribute to Kaufman's legacy, capturing not just the comedian's eccentricity but also the depth and mystery of his artistry. Christian Bale as Dick Cheney. Christian Bale stunned audiences with his uncanny transformation into Dick Cheney in Vice. Gaining over 40 pounds, shaving his head, and mastering Cheney's posture, mannerisms, and gravelly voice, Bale completely disappeared into the role. His meticulous attention to detail captured both Cheney's steely presence and his behind-the-scenes political maneuvering. "I had to fully inhabit his world, both physically and mentally," Bale explained, showcasing his signature dedication to character immersion. Critics were captivated, with The Guardian calling his performance riveting and praising his nuanced portrayal of Cheney's calculating nature. Bale's commitment earned him a Golden Globe and an Academy Award nomination, cementing Vice as a bold and provocative exploration of the power dynamics within the White House. Joe Mazzello as John Deacon. Joe Mazzello effortlessly brought Queen's bassist John Deacon to life in Bohemian Rhapsody, capturing his quiet yet indispensable role in the band. Studying Deacon's understated style, Mazzello perfected his soft-spoken demeanor and signature bass techniques, even mastering iconic riffs like those in Another One Bites the Dust. "He was the backbone of the band, and I wanted to show how important he was, even if he was more reserved," Mazzello shared, emphasizing Deacon's crucial presence. Critics took notice, with The Hollywood Reporter praising his performance as authentic and heartfelt. Queen fans embraced Mazzello's portrayal, which highlighted Deacon's musical brilliance and steady presence, rounding out the film's tribute to the legendary rock band. Matthew Broderick as Colonel Robert Gould Shaw. Matthew Broderick delivered a poignant performance as Colonel Robert Gould Shaw in Glory, portraying the Union officer who led the first all-black volunteer regiment during the Civil War. He captured Shaw's evolution from a privileged young soldier to a courageous leader deeply committed to his men, balancing vulnerability with quiet determination. It was a role that required immense respect and understanding of history, Broderick reflected, acknowledging the emotional weight of the story. Critics praised his sincerity, with the New York Times highlighting his portrayal of Shaw's inner struggle and noble transformation. Broderick's performance helped make Glory a deeply moving war film, shedding light on the heroism of the 54th Massachusetts Regiment and Shaw's unwavering fight for justice. Jennifer Lopez as Selena Quintanilla. Jennifer Lopez brought Selena Quintanilla to life in Selena, capturing the Tejano icon's infectious energy, passion for music, and deep bond with her fans. To honor Selena's legacy, Lopez underwent extensive training, mastering her signature dance moves and stage presence, while embodying her warmth and charisma. "I felt an immense responsibility to do justice to Selena's story and her family," Lopez shared, recognizing the emotional weight of the role. Her performance earned widespread praise, with Variety calling it a star-making performance that propelled her to fame. Lopez's heartfelt portrayal resonated deeply with audiences, celebrating Selena's enduring cultural impact and ensuring her story continues to inspire generations of fans worldwide. Eric Elmosnino as Serge Gainsbourg. Eric Elmos Nino delivered a captivating performance as Serge Gainsbourg in Gainsbourg, A Heroic Life, embodying the legendary French singer-songwriter's rebellious charm and enigmatic presence. His striking resemblance, enhanced by meticulous makeup and styling, helped bring Gainsbourg's iconic look to life, while his mastery of the artist's deep, smoky voice and languid gestures made the transformation seamless. Elmos Nino called the role intense and rewarding, immersing himself in Gainsbourg's world, from his groundbreaking music to his turbulent love affairs. Critics were enthralled, with The Hollywood Reporter describing his performance as mesmerizing, praising his ability to balance Gainsbourg's charisma with his self-destructive nature. His portrayal earned him a César Award for Best Actor, resonating with audiences through an intimate and evocative portrayal of one of France's most influential and controversial artists. Madonna as Eva Peron. Madonna mesmerized audiences as Eva Peron in Evita, delivering a performance that blended dramatic depth with her renowned vocal talent. Fully embodying Argentina's iconic First Lady, she brought elegance, determination, and emotional intensity to the role, complemented by stunning period costumes and powerful musical numbers. Her rendition of Don't Cry for Me, Argentina captured both vulnerability and strength, silencing skeptics and earning widespread acclaim. Calling the role a dream come true, Madonna is deeply connected with Eva's ambition and resilience. Critics took notice, with the New York Times describing her performance as commanding and poignant. Her dedication paid off. Madonna won a Golden Globe for Best Actress, cementing Evita as a milestone in her career and proving her ability to bring historical figures to life with grace and conviction. Austin Butler as Elvis Presley. Austin Butler delivered a mesmerizing performance as Elvis Presley in Elvis, fully embodying the king of rock and roll's electrifying stage presence and emotional depth. He meticulously mastered Presley's signature voice, hip-shaking moves, and southern drawl, undergoing intense vocal and movement training to portray the icon across different eras of his career. "I put my heart and soul into this role for over 2 years," Butler shared, reflecting on the immersive experience. His dedication paid off, with Variety calling his performance electrifying and praising the raw intensity he brought to both Presley's soaring success and private struggles. Butler's transformation earned him an Academy Award nomination and widespread acclaim, capturing not just the legendary showmanship, but also the vulnerability behind the superstar, making his portrayal truly unforgettable. Meryl Streep as Margaret Thatcher. Meryl Streep's portrayal of Margaret Thatcher in The Iron Lady was nothing short of transformative. With meticulous attention to detail, she captured Thatcher's commanding authority, signature voice, and unwavering resolve, while also exposing the private struggles behind the public persona. The striking physical resemblance achieved through hours of makeup and hairstyling further deepened the illusion. Streep acknowledged the weight of portraying such a polarizing figure, saying, "Playing such a divisive figure was daunting, but I aim to reveal the woman behind the politics." Her performance resonated widely, with The Guardian praising it as astonishingly precise and deeply humane. Earning her 3rd Academy Award, Streep's work in The Iron Lady was more than an impersonation. It was an intricate study of power, ambition, and the cost of leadership. Her nuanced approach turned a historical giant into a complex, deeply human character, making the film both compelling and thought-provoking. Did Meryl Streep truly earn her 3rd Academy Award for playing Margaret Thatcher in The Iron Lady? Share your thoughts, comment, yes, or más teuer, no. Andre Tissot as Jimi Hendrix. Andre 3000 stepped into the shoes of Jimi Hendrix in Jimmy, All Is By My Side, delivering a performance that felt less like an impersonation and more like a channeling of the legendary guitarist's spirit. Instead of focusing on flashy concert moments, the film explored Hendrix's early years, allowing Andre to craft a portrayal rich in nuance and subtlety. His commitment to authenticity was undeniable. He studied Hendrix's soft-spoken cadence, fluid movements, and even trained himself to play guitar left-handed. "It was a spiritual experience," he reflected, emphasizing the challenge of capturing both Hendrix's quiet charisma and boundless creativity. While the film's unconventional approach divided audiences, Andre 3000's performance earned near-universal praise. Rolling Stone described it as eerily authentic, commending his ability to embody the man behind the myth. His work in Jimmy, All Is By My Side served as a striking tribute to an artist whose influence still resonates today. Michelle Williams as Marilyn Monroe. In My Week with Marilyn, Michelle Williams didn't just play Marilyn Monroe, she became her, capturing both the intoxicating allure and the fragile soul beneath the Hollywood legend. From Monroe's signature breathy voice to her effortless glamour, Williams' transformation was more than skin deep. She immersed herself in the role, studying Monroe's films, personal writings, and emotional struggles to bring authenticity to the performance. "I wanted to honor her by portraying the woman beyond the legend," Williams shared, acknowledging the weight of playing such an iconic, yet deeply misunderstood figure. Her performance mesmerized critics, with The Guardian describing it as spellbinding, praising how she balanced Monroe's dazzling charm with her private insecurities. The role earned Williams a Golden Globe and an Academy Award nomination, cementing her portrayal as one of the most poignant and layered depictions of Monroe ever brought to the screen. Through her nuanced performance, she reminded audiences that behind the icon was a woman yearning to be understood. Denzel Washington as Malcolm X. In Malcolm X, Denzel Washington didn't just act. He embodied the essence of the civil rights leader with remarkable depth and conviction. His portrayal captured Malcolm X's evolution from a troubled past to an eloquent, impassioned advocate for justice. Washington's commitment to the role was unparalleled. He immersed himself in Malcolm X's speeches, studied his cadence, and channeled his commanding presence with striking authenticity. "This was more than a role, it was a responsibility," Washington said, acknowledging the weight of portraying such a transformative historical figure. His performance was widely lauded, with the New York Times calling it riveting, and commending his ability to present Malcolm X not just as an icon, but as a complex, deeply human force of change. Earning an Academy Award nomination, Washington's work in Malcolm X remains a defining moment in his career. An electrifying, deeply felt portrayal that continues to resonate as one of the most powerful performances in cinematic history. Gwilym Lee as Brian May.
I can't pull these out by hand with a drill and a file. Right, these are rollers.
Gwilym Lee delivered an astonishingly accurate portrayal of Brian May in Bohemian Rhapsody, embodying the legendary Queen guitarist with remarkable precision. From May's signature curly hair and measured demeanor to his meticulous guitar technique, Lee's transformation was more than just physical. It was a full immersion into the musician's essence. Even May himself was taken aback, remarking, "Seeing Gwilym was like looking in a mirror from 40 years ago, a testament to Lee's dedication and authenticity." Critics echoed the praise, with Rolling Stone calling his performance an uncanny physical and emotional likeness. Beyond the striking resemblance, Lee captured May's quiet strength and deep passion for music, adding depth to the film's portrayal of Queen's journey. His performance not only honored May's legacy, but also helped bring the band's story to life in a way that resonated with both longtime fans and new audiences alike. Enjoying this video? Like and subscribe for more. Not feeling it? A like would still be appreciated, and your comments will help me do better next time. Ashton Kutcher as Steve Jobs.
This is freedom. This is freedom to create and to do and to build and as artists.
Taking on the role of Steve Jobs in Jobs was a bold move for Ashton Kutcher, and his dedication to capturing the tech icon's essence was undeniable. He studied Jobs' signature walk, posture, and speaking style, even adopting a strict fruitarian diet to physically resemble him. "It was the most terrifying thing I've ever tried to do," Kutcher admitted, acknowledging the challenge of portraying such a revered and complex figure. While critics were divided on the film itself, many recognized his commitment, with The Guardian calling his performance eerily accurate in conveying Jobs' intensity and charisma. Though Jobs sparked debate, Kutcher's portrayal remains one of his most ambitious performances, offering a glimpse into the mind of a visionary whose influence still shapes the world today. Robert Downey Jr. as Charlie Chaplin. Robert Downey Jr. didn't just play Charlie Chaplin in Chaplin, he became him. His performance was a masterclass in physical transformation, capturing every nuance of the silent film legend, from his iconic bow-legged walk to the impeccable precision of his slapstick comedy. Downey Jr. went beyond imitation, training extensively to play the violin and even learning tennis left-handed to match Chaplin's natural movements. "I had to live and breathe Chaplin to do him justice," he reflected, underscoring the immense challenge of portraying a figure so deeply ingrained in film history. His dedication earned him an Academy Award nomination and widespread acclaim, with the Washington Post calling his performance mesmerizing. Downey Jr.'s portrayal remains one of his most celebrated roles, seamlessly blending Chaplin's humor, pathos, and creative brilliance. More than just a tribute, his performance brought the legendary filmmaker's spirit back to life, reminding audiences why Chaplin's influence endures. Will Smith as Muhammad Ali.
What'd you say your name is?
Bundini. Rhymes
With Houdini, yeah, except that don't rhyme.
Stepping into the shoes of Muhammad Ali was no small feat, but Will Smith met the challenge head-on in Ali, delivering a performance that was as electrifying as it was deeply human. To embody the boxing legend, Smith dedicated a year to intense training, gaining over 35 pounds of muscle and perfecting Ali's signature footwork, speech patterns, and larger-than-life charisma. "It was the role of a lifetime," Smith reflected, recognizing the weight of portraying such an iconic figure. His hard work paid off. Critics and audiences alike were captivated, with Rolling Stone calling his performance a knockout for capturing both Ali's bravado and his personal struggles. The role earned Smith an Academy Award nomination and remains one of his most defining performances. More than just a sports biopic, Ali was a testament to the man behind the gloves, his resilience, humor, and unwavering sense of purpose. Michael Douglas as
I want you
Liberace.
to make Scott look like this. Can you do that?
Michael Douglas delivered a mesmerizing performance as Liberace in Behind the Candelabra, fully embracing the extravagant showman's larger-than-life persona. From the dazzling costumes to the meticulously styled wigs, Douglas captured Liberace's signature flair, but it was his ability to reveal the man beneath the glitz that made the portrayal so compelling. Stepping into such an opulent and deeply personal role was no small challenge. "I had to step out of my comfort zone entirely," Douglas admitted, recognizing the physical and emotional demands of playing the legendary pianist. His transformation was widely praised, with The Hollywood Reporter calling his performance a revelation for balancing Liberace's showmanship with his private struggles. The role earned Douglas an Emmy and widespread acclaim, solidifying Behind the Candelabra as a striking and intimate portrait of fame, love, and secrecy. His commitment to portraying both Liberace's theatricality and his vulnerabilities made the performance one of the most remarkable of his career. Bruno Ganz as Adolf Hitler.
Das war ein Befehl! Der Angriff Steiners war ein Befehl!
Bruno Ganz's portrayal of Adolf Hitler in Downfall was as unsettling as it was masterful, offering a deeply researched and disturbingly human depiction of the dictator's final days. He meticulously studied Hitler's speech patterns, working with a voice coach to perfect the Austrian-German accent, while adopting the dictator's volatile gestures and unpredictable mood swings. The result was a performance that felt unnervingly real. "I needed to find the human being inside the monster without excusing his actions," Ganz explained, acknowledging the difficulty of portraying such a reviled figure. His approach drew widespread attention, with The Guardian calling his performance unforgettable for its layered and deeply unsettling portrayal. The film's raw intensity, fueled by Ganz's gripping performance, sparked global discussion. Downfall remains one of the most referenced historical dramas, with Ganz's work standing as a chilling reminder of how charisma and delusion can intertwine with devastating consequences. Helen Mirren as Queen Elizabeth II.
I don't think I shall ever understand what happened this summer. Well,
Helen Mirren's portrayal of Queen Elizabeth II in The Queen was a study in precision and restraint. Rather than relying on grand gestures, she conveyed the monarch's inner turmoil through subtle expressions and controlled movements, embodying a woman bound by duty, yet grappling with an unprecedented public crisis. Every detail, from her measured speech to her composed posture, felt meticulously crafted, making the performance strikingly authentic. The challenge was understanding her restraint and sense of duty, Mirren explained, emphasizing the importance of capturing the Queen's humanity without losing the weight of her position. Critics were captivated, with the New York Times calling her depiction astoundingly accurate, commending how she balanced authority with quiet vulnerability. Mirren's performance earned her an Academy Award and redefined cinematic portrayals of the British monarch. More than just an imitation, her work provided an intimate, layered perspective on a figure often seen but rarely understood, making the Queen a landmark in biographical storytelling. Eddie Redmayne as Stephen Hawking.
Hello.
Hello.
Science.
Art.
Eddie Redmayne's portrayal of Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything was nothing short of transformative. He meticulously charted the progression of Hawking's ALS, capturing the gradual loss of physical movement while preserving the scientist's sharp wit and unwavering intellect. His preparation was exhaustive. He trained with a choreographer, studied Hawking's mannerisms, and met with ALS patients to ensure authenticity in every stage of the performance. The most daunting role I've ever undertaken, Redmayne admitted, recognizing the weight of portraying a man whose mind defied the limits of his body. His dedication paid off, with The Guardian calling his performance extraordinary in its depth and detail. The role earned Redmayne an Academy Award, and audiences were profoundly moved by his ability to convey not just Hawking's physical struggle, but the brilliance and humor that made him an icon. His performance remains one of the most powerful depictions of resilience ever brought to the screen. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos, please comment, "Okay," if you find this video interesting. Thank you. Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill.
Will undertake at once to discuss, with the desire to find solutions.
Gary Oldman didn't just play Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour, he became him. Under layers of prosthetics and meticulous makeup, he disappeared into the role, capturing not only Churchill's stocky frame, but also his signature growl, unshakable determination, and flashes of vulnerability. Every detail, from the way he held a cigar to the cadence of his impassioned wartime speeches, was executed with remarkable precision. Disappearing into the role took every ounce of effort, but it was an honor, Oldman admitted, acknowledging the immense challenge of portraying such a towering historical figure. His transformation was met with universal acclaim, with Variety calling it a tour de force. The role earned him an Academy Award for Best Actor, cementing his performance as one of the most definitive portrayals of Churchill on screen. Oldman's ability to balance the leader's wartime grit with his moments of self-doubt and humanity made Darkest Hour an unforgettable portrait of resilience under pressure. Sissy Spacek as Loretta Lynn. Sissy Spacek didn't just play Loretta Lynn in Coal Miner's Daughter, she lived the role. From the Kentucky coalfields to the bright lights of Nashville, Spacek captured every nuance of Lynn's journey, embodying both her down-to-earth charm and unbreakable determination. What made the performance even more remarkable was her decision to sing all of Lynn's songs herself, ensuring an authenticity that resonated deeply with audiences. "I wanted to do justice to Loretta's incredible story of perseverance," Spacek said, recognizing the weight of portraying such a beloved country icon. She spent time with Lynn, learning her mannerisms and absorbing the essence of her personality. The dedication paid off. The New York Times called her performance genuine and captivating, praising how she brought Lynn's struggles and triumphs to life. Her stunning transformation earned her an Academy Award for Best Actress, and decades later, her portrayal remains one of the most acclaimed musical biopic performances in film history. Spacek's heartfelt depiction ensured that Coal Miner's Daughter was more than just a movie. It became a timeless tribute to a country music legend. Julianne Moore as Sarah Palin.
The terrorists, who are hell-bent on destroying our nation.
Julianne Moore's portrayal of Sarah Palin in Game Change was nothing short of uncanny. From the former Alaska governor's folksy accent to her confident yet sometimes unsteady public presence, Moore captured every nuance with remarkable precision. She immersed herself in Palin's speeches and interviews, ensuring that every gesture and intonation felt authentic, while also conveying the intense pressure of the 2008 vice presidential campaign. It was one of the hardest roles I've ever played, Moore admitted, acknowledging the challenge of portraying a figure so polarizing and well-known. Her performance drew widespread acclaim, with The Hollywood Reporter calling it eerily accurate and emotionally insightful. Moore's dedication earned her an Emmy Award, solidifying her portrayal as one of the most compelling depictions of a modern political figure on screen. By balancing Palin's charisma with the emotional toll of the campaign, she delivered a nuanced performance that resonated with audiences and critics alike. Salma Hayek as Frida Kahlo.
I'm talking about somebody willing to sacrifice a little of their own pleasure rather than go and hurting the woman who loves.
Salma Hayek brought Frida Kahlo to the screen with raw intensity in Frida, capturing not just the artist's unmistakable look, but also her resilience, passion, and deep emotional complexity. From donning Kahlo's signature unibrow and colorful Tewana dresses, to portraying her struggles with chronic pain and artistic defiance, Hayek fully immersed herself in the role. "It was a role I felt destined to play," Hayek shared, emphasizing her personal connection to Kahlo as a fellow Mexican woman breaking boundaries. Her dedication paid off. Roger Ebert hailed her performance as brilliant and courageous, praising the depth she brought to the character. Earning an Academy Award nomination, Hayek's portrayal remains one of the most celebrated depictions of an artist on film. More than a biopic, Frida painted a vivid portrait of a woman who turned suffering into art, ensuring Kahlo's legacy continues to inspire generations. Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury. Rami Malek delivered a powerhouse performance as Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody, embodying the Queen frontman's electrifying stage presence and deeply personal struggles. His transformation was meticulous. He wore prosthetic teeth to replicate Mercury's distinctive overbite and spent countless hours studying concert footage to perfect every move, from his commanding strut to his signature mic stand twirls. Describing the role as a once-in-a-lifetime honor, Malek fully immersed himself in Mercury's world, capturing both his larger-than-life charisma and his moments of vulnerability. His dedication didn't go unnoticed. Rolling Stone called his portrayal dazzling and fearlessly committed. Malek's performance earned him an Academy Award for Best Actor, cementing his place in film history. More than just an imitation, his portrayal brought Mercury's spirit back to life, allowing audiences to experience the magic of Queen's legendary frontman all over again. Cate Blanchett as Bob Dylan. Cate Blanchett delivered a spellbinding performance as Bob Dylan in I'm Not There, stepping into the role with uncanny precision. Playing one of 6 versions of the music icon, she fully embraced Dylan's wiry frame, unkempt curls, and signature nasal drawl, capturing the restless energy of his mid-1960s electric era. Transforming into such an enigmatic figure was no easy feat. "I had to lose myself entirely in his rhythm and attitude," Blanchett admitted, reflecting on the challenge of portraying Dylan's rebellious spirit. Her performance was widely praised, with The Guardian calling it mesmerizing and applauding how she embodied both his androgynous mystique and unpredictable intensity. The role earned Blanchett a Golden Globe and an Academy Award nomination, solidifying her portrayal as one of the boldest and most inventive interpretations of Dylan ever seen on screen. Her work in I'm Not There remains a testament to both Dylan's ever-evolving persona and Blanchett's fearless range as an actor. James Franco as James Dean. James Franco didn't just imitate James Dean, he embodied him. In the biopic James Dean, he channeled the legendary actor's effortless cool, from his trademark slouch to the smoldering intensity that made Dean an icon. But beyond the physical resemblance, Franco tapped into the vulnerability that simmered beneath Dean's rebellious persona, making the performance feel deeply personal rather than just a recreation. It was about finding the humanity in him, Franco reflected, highlighting the emotional depth he sought to capture. His meticulous preparation included studying Dean's films, mastering his mannerisms, and even learning to ride a motorcycle and play the bongos. Small but crucial details that made his portrayal strikingly authentic. His dedication paid off, earning him a Golden Globe and widespread critical acclaim. Variety described his performance as eerily on point, cementing his portrayal as one of the most compelling depictions of the Hollywood legend. More than just a tribute, Franco's take on James Dean resurrected the spirit of a star whose legacy remains frozen in time. Hilary Swank as Amelia Earhart. Hilary Swank stepped into the role of Amelia Earhart in Amelia with a deep sense of respect and commitment, capturing both the legendary aviator's fearless ambition and quiet resolve. She meticulously studied Earhart's clipped speech patterns, trained in piloting techniques, and fully embraced the aviator's signature look, from the windswept short hair to the iconic leather flight jacket. Amelia dared to do what few would even dream of, and I wanted to do justice to her courage, Swank shared, emphasizing the personal significance of the role. While the film itself received mixed reviews, her performance stood out, with The Hollywood Reporter praising her graceful and earnest portrayal. Despite the film's reception, Swank's dedication ensured that Earhart's pioneering spirit remained front and center, offering audiences a glimpse into the determination of a woman who redefined aviation history. Benicio del Toro as Ernesto Che Guevara. Benicio del Toro delivered an unforgettable performance as Ernesto Che Guevara in Che, fully immersing himself in the role with meticulous attention to detail. From his striking physical resemblance, complete with Guevara's signature beard and fatigues, to his mastery of the revolutionary's speech patterns and mannerisms, del Toro's transformation was nothing short of remarkable. "I wanted to capture their essence," he explained, highlighting the immense dedication required to portray such a historic and polarizing figure. His commitment paid off, earning widespread acclaim, with critics describing his performance as so authentic that it's like seeing Che brought back to life. More than just a biographical depiction, del Toro's nuanced portrayal offered a complex and humanized look at Guevara, cementing Che as one of the most compelling cinematic explorations of the revolutionary leader's life. John Goodman as Babe Ruth. John Goodman brought Babe Ruth's legendary presence to life in The Babe, 1992, capturing both the baseball icon's swagger and larger-than-life personality. His transformation was striking, gaining 70 pounds and meticulously refining Ruth's signature swing. Goodman fully immersed himself in the role. "I wanted to get as close to the real Babe as possible," he shared, emphasizing his commitment to authenticity. His efforts didn't go unnoticed, with Roger Ebert calling his portrayal a triumph of makeup, costume, and acting. While The Babe received mixed reviews, Goodman's performance was widely praised, giving audiences an unforgettable depiction of the Sultan of SWAT. His portrayal remains a standout, offering a heartfelt tribute to one of baseball's most enduring legends. Anthony Hopkins as Alfred Hitchcock. Anthony Hopkins stepped into the mind of cinema's greatest suspense master in Hitchcock, 2012, delivering a performance that went beyond mere imitation. With his signature precision, Hopkins captured Alfred Hitchcock's distinctive voice, calculated mannerisms, and enigmatic presence, making the transformation feel effortless. His portrayal wasn't just about appearance, though hours in the makeup chair helped craft Hitchcock's recognizable jowls and piercing gaze, but about channeling the legendary filmmaker's creative genius and inner struggles. "I wanted to get under Hitch's skin, to understand what drove him," Hopkins shared, emphasizing his deep dive into the role. His efforts paid off, with A.O. Scott calling his performance a marvel of mimicry and insight, praising how he brought Hitchcock's wit, eccentricity, and obsessive drive to the screen. While Hitchcock offered a behind-the-scenes look at the making of Psycho, Hopkins's portrayal stood at the film's center, offering a compelling portrait of a man whose dark imagination changed cinema forever. Jeffrey Rush as Alberto Giacometti. In Final Portrait, 2017, Jeffrey Rush disappears into the role of Alberto Giacometti, embodying the Swiss sculptor's restless genius with uncanny precision. From his piercing gaze to his wiry frame and hunched posture, Rush captures the essence of an artist consumed by his work. His meticulous preparation included studying Giacometti's mannerisms and even learning to sculpt, immersing himself in the artist's obsessive creative process. I wanted to get into the psyche of Giacometti to understand his obsessive creative process, Rush explained, highlighting the depth of his transformation. Critics lauded his performance, with David Fear calling it a wonder, a whirlwind of energy and eccentricity. Rush's portrayal brings Giacometti to life in all his brilliance and frustration, offering audiences a vivid and intimate look at the relentless pursuit of artistic perfection. His performance turns Final Portrait into more than just a biopic. It becomes an exploration of the tortured yet exhilarating world of creation. From subtle nuances to striking similarities, these 35-plus actors have demonstrated the power of transformation in cinema. Their dedication to capturing the essence of their real-life counterparts has not only elevated their performances, but also enriched our understanding of these iconic figures. So, the next time you're watching a biographical film, take a moment to appreciate the incredible skill and artistry that goes into creating such compelling portrayals. These actors didn't just resemble their subjects, they embodied them, leaving audiences captivated by their remarkable transformations. 10 toughest actors in Hollywood history. Imagine being bitten by a cobra on set and refusing medical attention until the scene was finished. That's the level of grit we're talking about. Get ready to meet Hollywood's toughest actors, the legends who push their bodies and minds to the limit. This is one countdown you won't want to miss. Number 10. James Doohan. James Doohan, forever etched in our memories as Scotty, the chief engineer of the Starship Enterprise on Star Trek, was more than just a talented actor. He was a true embodiment of resilience, forged in the fires of World War II. His wartime experiences shaped not only his character, but also imbued him with an indomitable spirit that propelled him through a successful career on screen. During the war, Doohan served as a lieutenant in the Royal Canadian Artillery, landing on Juno Beach on D-Day in 1944. In the heat of battle, he fearlessly took out a German machine gun nest, demonstrating his exceptional bravery and marksmanship. Doohan also had a knack for piloting, once landing a plane on a makeshift runway in a farmer's field when bad weather grounded his aircraft. Tragically, Doohan became a casualty of friendly fire. While returning to camp, a nervous Canadian sentry mistook him for the enemy and fired 6 shots. 4 bullets tore into his left leg, 1 pierced his chest, and another tragically severed the middle finger of his right hand. Despite the excruciating pain, Doohan's spirit remained unbroken. He miraculously walked back to camp, unaware of the severity of his leg wounds until a medic pointed out the bullets lodged near his knee. His response, "Well, I walked here," is a testament to his unbelievable strength and determination. Doohan's injuries required extensive medical attention, including the amputation of his damaged finger. Remarkably, a silver cigarette case in his breast pocket deflected the bullet that struck his chest, quite possibly saving his life. He later joked that he always told people to smoke. It could save your life. These harrowing wartime experiences, both physical and emotional, never diminished Doohan's warmth or dedication. He remained a kind and enthusiastic individual, bringing joy to his colleagues and fans throughout his acting career. Did you know about Doohan's heroic World War II service before this video? Comment yes or no. Number 4. Sessue Hayakawa. Sessue Hayakawa was more than just a handsome actor. He was a man who triumphed over personal hardship and battled relentlessly for his rightful place in a prejudiced Hollywood. Once destined for a samurai's life, a diving accident tragically altered his path, leading him to discover a new calling in the world of cinema. Yet, achieving recognition in a predominantly white industry was far from effortless. Hayakawa confronted racism, xenophobia, and blatant envy with unwavering resilience and defiance, even once getting into a brawl with a racist studio executive who tried to belittle him. Instead of accepting stereotypical Asian roles, Hayakawa boldly challenged them, radiating a magnetic masculinity that shattered conventional norms. His captivating performances paved the way for future action stars like Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, who have cited him as a major influence. Hayakawa wasn't simply surviving in Hollywood, he was conquering it, demonstrating that Asian men deserved prominent roles in leading man status. His determination and undeniable talent made him a box office sensation, proving that diversity could be a powerful force in the entertainment world. Number 9. William Smith. William Smith was a force to be reckoned with, possessing remarkable physical and mental capabilities. His achievements were nothing short of extraordinary. Instead of just mentioning his reverse curling record, let's highlight his black belt in Kenpo Karate, earned under the legendary Ed Parker, showcasing his dedication to martial arts. Alongside this, he was a two-time world arm wrestling champion and excelled in downhill skiing and motocross. Speaking of motocross, it's said that Smith wasn't just racing, he was building and modifying his own bikes, a testament to his mechanical aptitude. This hands-on approach extended to his acting career, where he insisted on performing his own stunts, even the dangerous ones. His record as an amateur boxer with 31 wins and only 1 loss solidified his reputation as a formidable fighter. His incredible stamina was evident in his ability to perform over 5,100 sit-ups in just 5 hours. His 18.5-inch muscular arms became a defining feature of his imposing physique. But Smith's talents weren't limited to physical prowess. He was a brilliant man, holding a Bachelor of Arts degree from Syracuse University and a master's degree in Russian studies from UCLA. His fluency in multiple languages, including Russian, Serbo-Croatian, French, and German, reflected his dedication to learning. He even studied at prestigious institutions like the Sorbonne in Paris and the University of Munich. His linguistic skills led him to serve in the Korean War as a Russian intercept interrogator, flying secret missions over Soviet territory. He held clearance from both the CIA and NSA and had ambitions of a classified role within the US government. However, his marriage to a French actress ultimately led to the revocation of his security clearance. Smith made his mark on Hollywood as well. His fight scene with Clint Eastwood in Any Which Way You Can remains iconic. It's believed that in a real fight, Eastwood wouldn't have stood a chance against Smith's impressive fighting skills. Number 8. Peter Julian Ortiz. Peter Julian Ortiz, born on July 5, 1913 in New York City, was a captivating figure known for his adventurous spirit and remarkable courage. His multicultural background, with a Swiss-American mother and a Spanish father from France, exposed him to diverse languages early on. This multilingual upbringing proved invaluable later in life, as Ortiz became fluent in 10 languages, including English, Spanish, French, Italian, German, and Arabic. Instead of simply studying these languages at the University of Grenoble in France, Ortiz immersed himself in the local culture, even participating in amateur boxing matches that honed his physical and mental toughness. Ortiz's life story reads like a thrilling novel. At the young age of 19, he embarked on his military journey by joining the French Foreign Legion, where he served for 5 years in North Africa, facing the harsh realities of desert warfare and engaging in hand-to-hand combat against local insurgents. He distinguished himself with acts of bravery, earning the Croix de Guerre and the Médaille Militaire for rescuing a wounded comrade under heavy fire. His dedication and leadership qualities propelled him through the ranks. After completing his service contract, Ortiz ventured into the world of Hollywood, working as a technical consultant for war movies. However, the outbreak of World War II called him back to action. He rejoined the Foreign Legion and received a battlefield commission. During the Battle of France, he was wounded and captured by the Germans, but his unwavering spirit led him to escape and make his way back to the United States. Recognizing his experience, the U.S. Marine Corps swiftly commissioned him as a second lieutenant. Ortiz's subsequent work with the Office of Strategic Services, OSS, showcased his extraordinary skills. He conducted reconnaissance missions in North Africa and France, collaborated with the French resistance, and even helped downed RAF pilots evade capture. His bravery, strategic thinking, and leadership resulted in promotions and a remarkable collection of awards, including the Navy Cross, Legion of Merit, Purple Heart, and numerous French decorations. Following the war, Ortiz returned to Hollywood before attempting to offer his expertise in Indochina, though military regulations prevented him from assuming his desired role. He ultimately retired at the rank of colonel, having earned 24 medals from 3 different nations, including the prestigious Order of the British Empire, the French Légion d'honneur, and several Croix de Guerre, a testament to his extraordinary life and service. Number 7. Christopher Lee. Move over, superheroes with fancy costumes and CGI. Sir Christopher Lee didn't need any of that to be truly terrifying. Before he even stepped onto a movie set, he was staring down Nazis in the real world. As a decorated World War II veteran, Lee served in top-secret special forces units like the SAS and the Long Range Desert Group, LRDG, which was so secretive its existence wasn't officially acknowledged until decades after the war. He saw intense combat in North Africa and Italy, experiencing firsthand the brutality of war. He didn't just portray a soldier in movies, he lived it, facing danger and fighting to survive. Following the war, Lee used his skills to track down Nazi war criminals, a grueling task that undoubtedly impacted his worldview. This was not someone who avoided the darkness in humanity, he tackled it head-on. His real-life courage and resolve showed in every character he played, from the iconic villain Count Dracula to the sinister Saruman in The Lord of the Rings. Christopher Lee wasn't simply pretending to be tough, he was tough through and through. Number 6. James Stewart. James Stewart wasn't just a Hollywood icon known for his charming demeanor. He was a man of extraordinary courage who answered his nation's call during World War II. At the peak of his acting career, Stewart traded the glitz of Hollywood for the harsh realities of military service, enlisting in the Army Air Corps. Instead of seeking a safe role promoting war bonds, Stewart insisted on flying dangerous bombing missions over Nazi Germany as a squadron commander. He even refused a promotion that would have kept him stateside, choosing instead to remain with his men on the front lines. His dedication extended beyond simply fulfilling his duty. He became a respected leader and a skilled bomber pilot, earning the Air Medal and the Distinguished Flying Cross for his bravery. This wasn't a publicity stunt. It was a testament to his deep-seated patriotism and unwavering resolve. Stewart's wartime heroism solidified his image not just as a beloved actor, but as a true American hero. He embodied the quiet strength and determination of the citizen soldier, proving that beneath the affable on-screen persona resided an indomitable spirit. Like this video? Great! Subscribe for more. Hate it? Well, a like would be nice anyway. And let me know what went wrong in the comments. Number 5. Kirk Douglas. Kirk Douglas's life was a testament to resilience and determination, a true rags-to-riches story. Born into poverty, he faced the hardships of an abusive, alcoholic father, shaping his combative nature, a trait that would later define his on-screen persona. As a child of Russian Jewish immigrants, Douglas also battled anti-immigrant and anti-Semitic prejudice, possibly fueling his passion for boxing in his youth. Interestingly, during his boxing days, Douglas once shared the ring with the future heavyweight champion, Rocky Marciano, showcasing his early tenacity. Despite these challenges, Douglas refused to be defined by his difficult beginnings. He served in the U.S. Navy during World War II until a depth charge accident led to his honorable discharge in 1944. Douglas's Hollywood career showcased his remarkable versatility. He portrayed a wide range of characters, from rugged heroes to sensitive artists, effortlessly navigating genres from film noir to light comedies, romance, children's films, dark dramas, historical biopics, and gritty westerns. This diverse portfolio mirrored his own complex personality, a blend of brashness, intelligence, athleticism, creativity, and wit. Beyond acting, Douglas ventured into producing, directing, and writing, establishing Bryna Productions, named after his mother. Through Bryna, he produced iconic films like Paths of Glory and Spartacus, both directed by a then-rising Stanley Kubrick. Spartacus holds a significant place in film history, as it helped dismantle the Hollywood blacklist by boldly crediting the blacklisted screenwriter Dalton Trumbo. Douglas's life was marked by resilience in the face of adversity. At 74, he survived a helicopter crash that claimed 2 lives. At 79, defying medical expectations after a debilitating stroke, he made a remarkable recovery, regaining some of his speech within months. Kirk Douglas passed away in February 2020 at the age of 103, leaving behind a legacy of strength in both his personal and professional life. Reflecting on his life, Douglas once said, "I was not a tough guy, I just acted like one." However, his actions and achievements prove that he was, in fact, tough in many ways, forever impacting the entertainment industry and beyond. Number 3. Sterling Hayden. Sterling Hayden, a towering figure at 6 feet 5 inches with a chiseled face, was often dubbed the Blonde Viking God. Some even considered him the most beautiful man in the movies. However, despite his Hollywood success, Hayden's true passion lay in sailing. The sea was his first love. While he graced the silver screen, it was often out of financial need, not a burning desire for fame. Hayden famously stated, "I'm no actor, I'm a sailor," a testament to his lifelong dedication to maritime adventures. This wasn't just talk. Hayden captained and served as first mate on numerous commercial ships, showcasing his deep-seated nautical expertise. After a brief stint in Hollywood with a couple of early roles, Hayden's life took a dramatic turn when he enlisted in the U.S. Army to fight in World War II. A training accident, a broken ankle, unfortunately led to his discharge. However, rather than accepting defeat, Hayden, a man of incredible resilience, re-enlisted in the Marines under an assumed name. His determination and aptitude landed him a spot in officer candidate school. Hayden excelled in boot camp, rising to the rank of second lieutenant and being handpicked by the Office of Strategic Services for undercover operations. His missions were fraught with danger, including smuggling supplies into fascist-occupied territories in the Balkans. In one particularly daring feat, he parachuted into Croatia, then under enemy control, to rescue a group of stranded Allied airmen. This act of bravery earned him the Silver Star, a testament to his courage and dedication. Notably, Hayden's wartime experiences later inspired him to write his critically acclaimed autobiographical novel, Wanderer, a powerful reflection on his adventurous life. Rate Sterling Hayden's toughness from 0 to 5. Was he one of Hollywood's toughest? Number 2. Charles Bronson. Charles Bronson's tough guy persona wasn't a Hollywood fabrication. It was forged in the fires of a challenging upbringing. As one of 15 children in a poverty-stricken family, he learned resilience long before he ever stepped onto a movie set. Instead of chasing childhood dreams, young Bronson toiled in the coal mines, a harsh reality that shaped his perspective. He even had a stint as a boxer, reportedly earning $1 per fight, a testament to his tenacity. Later, his service as a B-29 gunner during World War II, which earned him a Purple Heart, further solidified his grit. These experiences weren't just biographical footnotes. They became etched onto Bronson's face, giving him that iconic, weathered look that silently warned, "Don't cross this man." And few dared to. His boxing background and military service provided an undeniable authenticity to every role he played. Charles Bronson didn't just portray tough guys on screen. He was a living embodiment of that toughness, a testament to a life lived on the edge. User. Number 1. Audie Leon Murphy. When it came to toughness, Audie Murphy wasn't just another Hollywood actor striking a pose. His life was a real-life war story, earning him the Medal of Honor at the young age of 19 for his incredible feat of holding off an entire German company by himself. But his bravery didn't start there. Before even enlisting, Murphy had to overcome adversity, learning to hunt at a young age to help feed his family after his father abandoned them. By the time World War II ended, Murphy had earned every possible military combat award for valor, becoming the most decorated American soldier of the conflict. His battlefield success wasn't a fluke. Growing up in poverty, Murphy developed remarkable hunting and tracking skills, a necessity for survival. These abilities translated into incredible marksmanship and stealth on the battlefield, making him a legendary figure among his fellow soldiers. Unlike some Hollywood actors who merely portrayed soldiers, Murphy was a genuine war hero who faced death head-on and emerged triumphant. This genuine courage and experience gave an undeniable authenticity to his on-screen performances, setting him apart from actors who could only pretend. He even went on to star in the film To Hell and Back, based on his own autobiography, solidifying his place as a true American hero both on and off the screen. We've heard tales of actors who performed their own stunts, endured brutal filming conditions, and even fought in real wars. But the question remains, who truly reigns supreme as Hollywood's toughest? We want to hear your opinion. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's spark a conversation. And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe to Timeless Rewind, and hit that notification bell to stay in the loop for more incredible stories about Hollywood's most legendary figures. Let's make this iconic community even bigger.